Good evening everyone and welcome back to Central Park Sittingbourne, where tonight the Plymouth Devils make their third appearance of the season here in competitive action. They suffered a narrow defeat in the National Trophy early this season, a heavier defeat in the Cup a fortnight ago, and here they are tonight on National League duty. A lot's been going on here with both teams actually. Plymouth lost their number one Adam Roynan a while ago through injury, but they have recently signed Ellis Perks, who top scored with 14 here a fortnight ago in the Cup. He does like this track and will be keen to do well here tonight. Richard Andrews, also the former Eastbourne rider, he also showed up well here a fortnight ago, but it wasn't quite enough as the Kings marched through to the semi-final. As for the home side, well, where to begin? That meeting 2 weeks ago, of course, the Kings were already running RR for Nathan Stoneman, had Jamie Cousins in for William O'Keefe. Jamie's barely turned a wheel this season. And then, of course, the Steve Boxall situation where he walked out without taking a drug test. So he's now banned, unfortunately, from the sport. Kent had to go with 5 men and still defeated the Devils. They've moved since, though, the management to sign 43-year-old Paul Hurry, who we saw riding for Lakeside Hammers in this division last year. He's the new Kings number one. We should have made his debut a week ago tonight, but the Bellevue meeting was washed out, as it was 48 hours later up at the National Stadium away at Bellevue, which means Paul hasn't ridden for Kent yet, which means they couldn't use a guest for him at Stoke on Saturday. And with Jack Thomas withdrawing for personal reasons in the morning of the meeting, Kent just had Nathan Stoneman, bless him, just back from concussion himself, as the only heat leader at Stoke, and Jamie Cousins had to ride at number one. So what did Kent do? Went and won by 17 against a Stoke side led by Max Clegg and Tom Perry. An awesome display from the Kings, with the likes of Anders Rowe, Alex Spooner, paid 16, and Taylor Hampshire really stepping up to the plate. Fantastic 4 points. Right, I think that's about it. We're back here tonight in National League action. The Kings looking to cement runners-up spot behind the runaway leaders Mildenhall. Plymouth need points to try and get in the top 4 themselves. It should be a cracker. Before the action gets underway, we'll have a little wander around the pit lane and see who we can speak to before tonight's National League clash.
Hi mate. Alright? Alright mate. What's your last slate die of? That's fine, I'll do it. Got to look after my captain, aren't I?
That's what team managers are here for, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, Henry Atkins, just having to put in your team manager Matty Bates straight before tonight's clash. The third visit of the year for the Devils here to Central Park. 3 different competitions, but I guess you'll be hoping for a better outcome for Plymouth this time.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we've got 4 riders back for our original team, and obviously we've got 2 guests coming in, so thank you for them. But obviously it's tough when you've had so many injuries over this year, so hopefully we can come here tonight and get a couple of points.
Indeed, I think injuries is, all the meetings we filmed, both these teams have had a horrendous time this year with injuries, RR, guests. It's quite difficult to predict the outcome of some meetings because you never quite know how guests are going to do you?
No, definitely. Obviously, you have to get non-attached 3-pointers. You never know how they're going to react to the first of a National League, so it's going to be tough for us boys, but obviously we've got Nick Lawrence who's got experience around this place, and Adam Shepherd, so I reckon them 2 will be alright tonight.
Indeed, of course, unfortunately lost Adam Roynan a while ago with injury, but Ellis Perks has come in and obviously scored well. He's a good rider at this level. He'll be leading the side again tonight, as he was a fortnight ago. Yeah,
definitely. He's got so much experience and knows setups and stuff, and obviously he went to Denmark a couple of days ago and got bronze medal, so he's obviously on a high from that, and hopefully he can carry a form on today. But obviously when you lose your big hitter at the beginning of the season, trying to find a replacement's hard, but when we found Ellis, it was a good shout.
Yeah, I don't know what Richard Andrews is grinning about. It's going to be a hard match tonight. But how about yourself, Henry? How's your form been this year? You've been happy with the way things have gone overall?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, going into number 5 was tough, but I've enjoyed it, and I've kept scoring big points mostly everywhere I've go. So hopefully I can carry a form on tonight and just end the season on a high again.
And how things been down at home, Plymouth? There's crowds getting behind you, like track being good and all those kind of things?
Yeah, the crowd's been really good over the last couple of weeks. Been getting more and more fans, and the track's been really good this season. Obviously it started a bit rough at the beginning of the season, but Mark put down some different shell and it's been working really nice. Obviously got a dirt line round and it's a small track, but the racing's been close and it's been a really good meeting.
Excellent. And finally, one more, Henry. Kings are up to 2nd place now on the table, chasing playoffs. Plymouth are hovering there as well. It's a bit of a incentive for both teams to make sure they get the result tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously we want to get all 4 points, but I know it's going to be tough, but hopefully we can get a couple of points from tonight, because we do want to make playoffs, and we have tried all season to try making them, and people predicted us to come last at the beginning of the season, but we've proved them wrong, and we want to try getting into the playoffs. Yeah,
I don't think Plymouth are ever a bottom of the table team, but you're proving that. Well, listen, thanks for your time, Henry, and best of luck this evening.
Yeah, cheers, thank you.
Well, only one place to start before tonight's match with Alex Spooner, because paid 16 points, Alex, at Stoke on Saturday, helped the Kings to a remarkable victory And Taylor Hampshire there as well. Fair play to Taylor. He scored well as well, grinning away there as he might. What a performance by the Kings.
Yeah, obviously we had no number one, but Jamie stepped in and gave it his best efforts. Track was a little bit tricky, but we just got on with it. The other team sort of had it in their head, but we just used that to our advantage, and it worked for us.
Well, I'd say it did. I mean, let's say Jamie had to step up to number one. We'll take the notice of Taylor. It'd be his turn another week. But I mean, to score paid 16 from reserve as well. I mean, they had Tom Perry and Max Clegg, who were obviously good round there. But what an all-round performance. To lose Jack, bless him as well, on the morning of the meeting. I mean, fantastic backs-to-the-wall performance to win by that amount.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we all felt bad for Jack, and we'll send our, to him. But we're starting to get there now, and I found a good setup for the engine, and I've really sorted my clutch out, and it's gating, and I'm really confident with my equipment.
And it's definitely paying off for you, Alex, this year, because last year you were sort of a jack of all trades, guesting for different clubs. But as you said to me early on this season, it's going to stand you in good stead going to lots of tracks. And now you're settled in the team, big popular member of this team as well. You're obviously enjoying life with the Kings this year.
Oh yes, it was good last year. Obviously I had a lot of fun going around, getting a lot of experience. But it's a lot better having the same, six people around you every week.
Yeah.
You start to bond with them, and they all help you out, and it's a lot better than turning up with someone different every week.
And what about Taylor Hampshire's performance Saturday night? Did he stepped up to the plate, didn't he, and scored a few?
Yeah, he done all right. Can always do better though, can't he?
Yeah, I suppose he can. Well, listen, a quick word about tonight then, Alex. Plymouth, third visit of the season here for them. Of course, they were here a fortnight ago. Another great performance by the Kings with only 5 men that night. Obviously, Alice Perks is good round here, but you think the Kings should have too much for the Devils this evening?
Oh, definitely. I'm fairly confident we'll beat them quite easy again. If we can do it with 5, we can definitely do it with 7.
It's well said, Alex. Good, top man. Listen, thanks for your time, and have another good meeting tonight.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers, Alex. Well done, mate.
Thank you, Taylor. Well, it's about time we caught up with Kings Supremo, Len Silver. Good to see you here again tonight, Len.
Nice to have you here.
Yes, thank you. And it's good to see the Kings on some fantastic form of recent times. None more so than Saturday night, going to Stoke with young Jamie Cousins having to ride at number 1.
Yes, it was a tough call, but I think we hit them on the right day. Their riders were, apart from their top 2, who were brilliant, the rest of their team, they really weren't up to it. They didn't really want to race because the track wasn't very good. We just rode it, and we rode all over them. We made them look like novices.
Just chat to young Alex there, paid 16 from number 7.
Should have had a couple more, actually. he messed up one of his starts, otherwise he'd have had 2 more. Unbelievable.
Indeed. What with the unfortunate situation with obviously Paul Hurry being washed out twice, so we couldn't have a guest for him, and Jamie having to go to 1, and Nathan Stoneman just back himself from concussion. Then he decided to hit that hole in his last ride. But other than that, and Anders Rowe, fantastic display. He looks so smooth round there.
He looks extremely good. Anders, probably from watching them, Anders looked the best of the bunch by a mile. He was smooth and fast and really in control on a track that was rough. No, I'm proud of what the boys did. Took everybody by surprise, including me. I have to say that. When we were without our number 1 and no facility of any kind, then we lost Jack. I thought, well, we'll be lucky to come away with a point here. But instead of that, we came away with a 17-point victory and 4 very valuable league points.
Indeed. To be honest, Len, I was there as well, and I thought, I just hope the guys get out in one piece, looking at some of the...
Yes, that's what we were hoping. And indeed, I said to them before the match, make sure you can tie your own bootlaces up at the end of the match. Don't want any injuries. But they handled it well. Nathan had a bit of trouble with it. He was the only one who really did. But having said that, he was still the only one to beat their top 2 in Heat 13 and did it well.
He did. And talking of backs-to-the-wall performances, a fortnight ago here with Plymouth, obviously, again, Jamie coming in, having hardly turned a wheel this season. Nathan was RR that night, and obviously the Steve Boxall situation. Kings were down to 5 men and still pulled off a remarkable victory.
It was. I was more astonished at that than I was what we did at Stoke, really, because really on paper, the state that we were in with riders missing, they really should have beat us out of sight. And instead of that, we beat them out of sight. It's quite remarkable and very pleasing. What is pleasing about it for me is that riders are coming good now, as we had hoped they would when we signed them at the start of the season. We always knew we'd have a slow start, but we were confident that the riders we picked would start to come good from mid-season onwards, and that's exactly what's happened.
Indeed, handily placed in the second place at the moment in the table, and of course the Knockout Cup semi-finals to come as well. Yeah,
we're well positioned to get in the final things of the season and maybe win some things. We'll have to see what happens.
And, well, one final word, Len. Obviously that semi-finals against Eastbourne, which rather pointedly brings me to Bob Dugard. I mean, obviously you've known Bob for many, probably more years than you care to remember. He's a rider, manager, promoter. I mean, what were your thoughts on, obviously, the passing of Bob and Bob generally?
Well, look, Bob, he was what I call a giant among men. He made his own decisions. If anyone can say I did it my way, Bob Dugard can. He was his own man. He took no rubbish from anybody. He didn't suffer fools gladly. And he and I got on remarkably well because in many ways our natures are similar. It was a sad day when he passed away, but of course not unexpected. He'd been ill for a very long time. But my memories of him, funnily enough, aren't with Speedway, they're with skiing. I taught Bob and all his family to ski many, many years ago, and Bob showed his competitive spirit on skis like you've never seen. He wouldn't allow anybody to get to the bottom of a slope before him. He had to be first. And that was his competitive spirit. We had many happy hours together with him and Margaret and all the family. It was brilliant. I shall miss him.
Yeah, I think we always. Very kind words, Len. It's good to catch up with you again, and enjoy it tonight, and let's enjoy a good run in at the rest of the season.
Well, let's hope so.
Thanks for your time, Len.
Your pleasure.
Well, good to hear from Plymouth's Henry Atkins, Kent's high-scoring reserve Alex Spooner, and legendary promoter Len Silver. And now we'll hand up to Steve Girdwood for tonight's race commentary.
We will now have a moment's silence, followed by some applause. So we'll begin the silence with the 2 minutes warning. And now if you want to join in appreciation with a round of applause.
Well, a sombre note to start tonight's meeting, of course the silence and also the applause for the 2 times world champion Ronnie Moore, who very sadly passed away at the weekend. Great speedway rider, and gives great entertainment to so many fans over so many years. As the riders coming out, and well, a lot of these riders have been giving a lot of excitement to a lot of these supporters this season. The Kent Kings, well, that really was a stunning result at Stoke on Saturday. Let's go down and join. Jesus. And let's go down and join. And let's go down and join Carl for the pre-meeting introductions.
Rider number 2, Ryan Daly. Sadly this evening, number 3, Tim is not with us, so they've got RR for Tim. Rider number 4, the captain, Richard Andrews. Rider number 5, Henry Atkins. Rider number 6, Adam Shepherd. And rider number 7, Mick Lawrence. Okay, so as we turn our attention to the home team who are coming from Stoke on Saturday evening, and what an amazing meeting that was. Rider number 1, the new number 1, Paul Harry. Rider number 2, Taylor Hampshire. Rider number 3, Nathan Stoneman. Rider number 4, Anders Rowe. Rider number 5, the captain, Jackie Thomas. Rider number 6, Jamie Cousins. And rider number 7, Alex Spooner. Okay, if I could just have the 2 captains with me. Hold it, swap. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're calling this in the air. Heads. Oh. Heads it is. What would you like?
We'll take 1 and 3, please.
Okay, so the Plymouth Devils are going to take 1 and 3. Just before we get underway with the action, we've got some Munchkin stuff to announce.
Hello, as you can see, this week's mascot is the lovely Josh Gambrel. Josh doesn't get to come very often, do you, Josh? Let's give everybody a wave. Next week is our Munchkins track race, so please be reminded that you need to have signed up for the Munchkins if you wish to partake in that. Debbie has application forms if you're not already a member, and it will be at some point during the meeting. Probably the beginning, because that's when the track's at its safest, and we'll let you know further details of that on the website. Next week we'll also be presenting our Rider of the Month for last month. So we look forward to seeing some of you next week. Thank you.
Okay, so before they get away, let's give the 2 teams a big round of applause, because I'm sure this is going to be one exciting meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with you later. Enjoy your evening.
Well, I'm sure they will, as the riders will be going round back to the pits, and then we'll be on to heat number 1. Of course, Plymouth were the last team in action here in the KO Cup when they were beaten by 12 points, which saw Kent go through on 16 on aggregate. National League tonight. So we're ready for the opening race then. Ryan Terry Daly comes out off gate number 1. Taylor Hampshire is off gate number 2. Ellis Perks is off gate number 3, who guested for Kent at Birmingham 10 days ago, or 12 days ago, which resulted in a superb draw for Kent. They were very unfortunate not to win. Ellis coming in as a guest for the Slide Kings following Steve Boxall's ban, and he scored 11 points in that meeting, as just waiting for Taylor to come to the pit to the start. Paul Hurry coming out off gate number 4. So since we were last here against Plymouth, St Kent, they've had that fantastic draw at Birmingham, and then that quite stunning victory at Stoke just 48 hours ago. That really was an amazing performance. You've heard about it, no doubt, from from Len, and also from Alex, of course, and also from Glenn in his introduction. He pretty much summed it up, but it really was back to the wall stuff, and it was quite superb. Probably the result of the season for the Slide Kings, currently second in the National League table. Can they close in on Mildenhall tonight? Heat number 1's underway, and into the first corner. Well, it's the rider in white who's made a good start. That is Ellis Perks. He leads. Here comes Paul Hurry around the outside. It's close between the 2 number 1s. Ellis Perks on the inside, Paul Hurry on the outside. It is Perks that leads the way from Hurry in second place. In third it is Ryan Terry Daly with Taylor Hampshire at the back. It's a 4-2 for Plymouth in heat number 1. Plymouth, we're currently 5th in the National League table, hoping to make it through to the end of season playoffs, as Taylor Hampshire is hoping to find a way past Terry Daly, who had a pretty good meeting here a couple of weeks ago in the Knockout Cup for the Devils. Here comes Taylor as they start the final lap. It is still Ellis Perks who leads the way. He loves this track. He said in his interview with us last time here that it's his favourite track in the National League, and showing everyone why in heat number 1 he's going to take the victory. Paul Hurry a solid second place in his opening ride. Third spot goes to Ryan Terry Daly, nothing there for Taylor Hampshire. That's a rare last for Taylor, the way he's been scoring of late. As Ellis Perks, who he just had a bit too much speed for. Hurry, who was on his outside, could not get around Ellis to claim a victory. But Perks most certainly does. And well, it looks like something there just dropped off of his machinery. He's picked that up and receiving the applause from the crowd here. Very sporting crowd here at Central Park. Perks the winner in Heat 1. Race number 2, Jamie Cousins comes out off gate number 1. Adam Shepherd is off gate number 2. Alex Spooner, who's been quite superb in those 2 away matches, he's off gate number 3. And Nick Lawrence comes out to replace Macaulay Leake here tonight. He's off gate number 4. Adam Shepherd coming in for Kelsey Dugard. And for Kent, Jamie Cousins coming in to replace William O'Keefe, who did ride on Saturday, scored a couple of points at Stoke, but well, it was a little bit too soon for him, so he's taking a bit of a break here tonight. Heat number 2, Spooner with his latest form. I'm sure his starter's favourite in this one. Heat 2 is underway, and into that first bend was a good start by Alex off gate number 3, and he leads the way as Adam Shepherd, well, he has taken a tumble. The race, well, it is continuing. Shepherd, well, he is going to get off the track in time. That's good to see as the riders start the second lap. Then it is Spooner who leads the way from Nick Lawrence in second place. Jamie Cousins, who answered the call at Stoke on Saturday, in fact, rode at number 1. As in fact, Jamie, well, he's taken a bit of a tumble there. The race, well, it is continuing, and so is Jamie, because Shepherd, of course, he's on the infield as they come round to start the final lap. Alex Spooner is who leads the way. Alex, he scored page 12 at Perry Bar in that magnificent draw at Birmingham, and then scored a quite superb page 16 at Stoke on Saturday, as he said in his, or Glenn inferred as well, he said in his interview, it really was a quite tremendous performance by him. He really is riding extremely well at the moment, is Alex. He takes the win in heat number 2. Second place does go to Nick Lawrence, and Jamie Cousins remounts to get third place. And out of the start where Adam Shepherd was off of, well, in fact he did get a bit of a nudge there from Jamie Cousins, maybe a bit unfortunate not to have had a restart. Simon Humphrey Kennett, the trainee referee here tonight, under the watchful eye of Mick Bates. He saw nothing wrong with that first bend. Adam Shepherd would probably feel a bit aggrieved. Alex Spooner, the race winner. And well, ahead of heat number 3, it's the ice cream seller. He's here, and I'm sure Derek Barkley, amongst others, just getting their fill. Great service here at Central Park, as you can see. As we move on to heat number 3, and this one where it sees Adam Shepherd coming out for ride replacement outing. Matty Bates bringing Adam out off of gate number 1. Anders Rowe comes out off gate number 2. He was been quite superb as well in those 2 excellent matches at Birmingham and Stoke. Off gate number 3 it is Richard Andrews. He's caught the eye in his last couple of visits here. And off gate number 4 is Nathan Stoneman, who's recently returned to the side, of course, following his concussion layoff. Heat number 3 gets underway, and it is Rowe from the inside who's made a good start. Stoneman's come around the outside to lead the way, with Richard Andrews in third. Adam Shepherd is at the back. It's a 5-1-4 Kent in heat number 3. Richard Andrews, well, we've seen what he's capable of around this Central Park circuit. He doesn't always make the start, but he quite often battles his way through the field. He's back in third place. Nathan Stoneman leads the way. In fact, Richard Andrews has taken a tumble there, and well, this should be a pretty simple 5-1 for the home side, as Nathan Stoneman leads the way. Nathan, he scored page 14 at Stoke on Saturday. Anders really scored the same page 14, 13 and 1 bonus, and he had scored page 12 at Birmingham the previous week. As Richard Andrews were just lapped there. It's going to be a 5-1 for Kent in heat number 3, and this is going to see them move into the lead for the first time, as Nathan takes the win. Second spot goes to Anders Rowe, and Adam Shepherd, well, he will get a point in third following Richard Andrews' fall. A 5-1 for this strong pairing for Kent in heat number 3. as the Slide Kings record their first maximum heat advantage of the night, and they move into the lead for the first time in the evening. 11 points to 7. Another good sized holiday crowd here this evening. Of course, August Bank Holiday here next week. That'll be another cracking crowd, no doubt. It's Kent a 5-1. Heat number 4, and the lineup brings out Nick Lawrence off gate number 1. He got a second place in his first ride. Gate number 2, that sees Alex Spooner, who beat Nick, of course, in heat number 2. Gate number 3, that sees Henry Atkins open it, see if he can open his account in this one, and Jack Thomas comes out off of gate number 4. Of course, Jack very sadly had to miss the match at Stoke on Saturday following a family illness, and obviously a sad time for Jack, but he is out racing here this evening, and well, he scored 9 points in that draw at Perry Bar a couple of weeks ago, or well, 12 days ago. A solid performance from the skipper, and I'm sure he'll do a similar job here tonight as heat number 4. We're about ready to go as the tapes fly up and into that first bend where Thomas has flown out of the start off gate number 4. He leads the way from Henry Atkins in second place. Spooner is in third, Lawrence at the back as the riders come round to complete the opening lap. Then it is Jack Thomas who leads the way from Henry Atkins in second place. Spooner holding on to that third place ahead of Lawrence just as he beats Nick in heat number 2. He's leading him here in heat number 4 with Jack Thomas leading the way then from Henry Atkins in second place. Not that far behind is young Henry, the captain of the Devils, the youngest in the National League, as Thomas, of course, he's the captain skipper of the Kent Kings. He's leading the way from Atkins in second place. Alex Spooner still holding on to that third spot. It looks as if Kent are going to move 6 points in front as Jack wins it pretty comfortably there from Henry in second place. Third spot goes to Alex, with Nick Lawrence not scoring in his second outing. A 4-2 for Kent, they're second in a row. Oh, sorry, they're second in the opening 3 in the last 3 races, and now they open up a 6-point lead after 4 heats. Plymouth, well, they not to be underestimated by Kent tonight. I'm sure they're not. They had a fantastic result themselves at Birmingham with a 10-point win about 3 weeks ago, so they are dangerous opponents, but Kent leading by 6. Race number 5, and this one, well, it sees Nathan Stoneman coming out off of gate number 1, got a win in his first ride. Ryan Terry Daly's off gate number 2, got a point in his first outing. Gate number 3, that sees Anders Rowe. Of course, he joined Nathan for that 5-1 a couple of races ago, and Ellis Perks got that victory in his first ride. He comes out off of gate number 4. Ellis, well, he was missing for Plymouth on Friday, which was their last match, where they went down at home, a big defeat to the runaway league leaders Mildenhall. They lost by 54 points to 36. Ellis was missing that meeting. Ben Morley came as a guest and scored 13 as heat number 5 gets underway, and then back to Perks. Well, he's gone under the safety fence there. There's been a bit of a nudge from Nathan Stoneman, and the race has obviously been stopped as Ellis, well, he's got up from the other side. That's good to see. The airbag certainly doing its job there, and well, out of the start it was Stoneman from the inside, Perks from the outside, and well, classic case there of first bend bunching, and no doubt the trainee referee will allow all 4 riders back in the rerun. Hopefully Ellis is okay. They're just having a few words there with Nathan, and well, he certainly looks as if he is. Hopefully his machine will be, and as I say, the air fence showing its worth there. We'll be going for a rerun of heat number 5 shortly. All 4 riders have been invited back.
All 4 riders back to the start for the rerun of heat 5.
Well, you can see Perks able to come around and join the other 3 riders for the rerun of heat number 5. We've had 1 or 2 falls already this evening. The track prepared superbly once again by Len Silver. Great to have a few words with Len ahead of tonight's fixture, and well, as he said in his interview, he really, well, I think he was in awe really of the way that the Kent lads performed at Stoke. Stoke, of course, not one of the strongest teams in the National League, but well, everyone's there to be beaten, and Kent, well, they did an absolutely marvellous job up at Luma Road. The rerun of heat number 5 gets underway. Stoneman from the inside has made another good start, but Perks has just got around the outside to lead the way. It is Ellis Perks out in front then from Nathan Stoneman in second place. In third spot it's close between Terry Daly and Anders Rowe. Rowe coming around the outside, and he's moved through into third place ahead of Ryan. As out in front it is Ellis Perks who leads the way. He helped the Team GB under-21 side to the bronze medal in the World Under-21 or Team Championship at the weekend. That was a good performance by Denmark, by Team GB in Denmark, and of course, well, not of course, but it was the Poles once again who came out on top. But Team GB certainly not disgraced, nor was Ellis. He did pretty well in that meeting. He's doing well in this one as well. That's 2 rides and 2 victories. Second place goes to Stoneman, third spot to Rowe. Terry Daly finishing at the back. That's our first shared heat of the night. And well, it was a 4-2 for the visitors, but Anders Rowe using a bit of grip around the outside to get the better of Terry Daly. Moving through into third spot. A 3-all. Kent still lead by 6 points, 18-12. Race number 6. This one brings out Henry Atkins off gate number 1. Paul Hurry is off gate number 2. Adam Shepherd is off gate number 3. And Taylor Hampshire, well, he comes out off of gate number 4. Taylor didn't score in his first ride. He scored 13 points at Stoke on Saturday. That was another telling contribution from the Kent number 2. His season really has been revived since, or been turned around since he went from number 4 to number 2 in the team. And Anders swapping places. It really has worked very well for Kent. Takes currently pretty comfortably in second place in the National League table. Hope to make it through to the end of season playoffs. Milner will be there as well. Who will be the other 2 teams? Heat number 6. It is underway, and into the first corner it is Henry Atkins who's made a good start. Paul Hurry giving chase in second. In third, Hampshire coming around the outside of Adam Shepherd, and it's another shared heat situation as Henry Atkins then. It is who leads the way. Henry does enjoy riding on this track. He leads the way from Paul Hurry in second place. Paul, of course, well, he was only going to commit himself to grass track this season, but well, the call came from Uncle Len, and he could not resist donning the Kent Kings colours for the first time as a fully fledged rider. He's lived in Kent all his life, of course, just outside Maidstone, but he's never ridden for his county team, but he is doing here tonight. He's in second place, chasing down Henry Atkins. Well, it looks like he's got the speed to lead the way, and it looks like being the third race win of the meeting for a Plymouth rider. Henry gets the victory. Second place goes to Paul Hurry. Taylor Hampshire third. Adam Shepherd at the back. It's our second shared heat in a row. And after 6 races, Kent, they still lead by 6 points. Henry will be delighted with a victory in that one, beating the new Kent number 1, Paul Hurry. Henry, he scored 5 points from his first 2 rides. We move on to heat number 7, and this one, well, it sees Jack Thomas coming out off of gate number 1. Finished, well, he won his first race, of course, finished in front of Henry Atkins. He's off the inside. Gate number 2, ride replacement for Tim Webster. Unfortunately, Tim, well, he was very unlucky. He made his comeback for Plymouth a couple of weeks ago, and well, he got injured in his very first meeting, I think his first race. So Ryan Terry Daly comes out of gate 2. Jamie Cousins off 3. Richard Andrews from the outside. Thomas has made another good start, this time from the inside. He leads the way from Terry Daly in second. Here comes Andrews around the outside. to move through in the second place. Richard, we had a fall in his first ride. He's chasing Jack Thomas in this one. He's in second place. Terry Daly's in third. Jamie Cousins at the back. It is a shared heat, our third in a row, as Richard Andrews, well, in fact, he's taken a tumble there. And Richard, well, he's having trouble staying on his bike here this evening as he falls in heat number 7. He's got across off the track in time. That's good to see. He'd be commended for that, I'm sure, from the referee. It is Thomas who leads the way. Looks like being 2 wins out of 2 for Jack. In second place, it is Terry Daly. Jamie Cousins looks as if he's going to collect his second point of the meeting. And it's a 4-2 for Kent. This would see them move into an 8-point lead as Jack Thomas, well, that's 2 rides and 2 wins for him. Richard Andrews, well, who knows whether he would have been able to make a challenge. He was closing in on the Kent captain till he took that tumble. Unfortunately for him, that was the end of his race. He finishes at the back of 4-2 for the Slide Kings. 25-17 the lead as Jack comes round to receive the applause.
And the result then of heat number 7 was a win in red for Jack Thomas. Jack winning time.
Heat number 8, next one up, and this one it sees Alex Spooner coming out off of gate number 1. Nick Lawrence comes out off gate number 2. Off gate number 3 we have got Taylor Hampshire, just well, paid 2 for Taylor so far. He will not be too pleased with it that, I'm sure. And off gate number 4, Ryan Terry Daly 2 on the trot. Second place is best in his last ride. Heat number 8, Graham Arnold walks away. The tapes are released and into that first corner. Hampshire's made a good start. He leads away from Terry Daly in second place. In third spot it is Spooner with Nick Lawrence at the back. It's another heat advantage for the Kent Slide Kings then. They do look as if they're going to close in on runaway leaders Mildenhall at the top of the National League table as Alex Spooner, well, what a move by Alex to come around the outside of Terry Daly and has got through in the second place. That's a superb effort by the Kent reserves. Just shows what sort of form that he is showing at the moment. He's in second place. Terry Daly, well, I'm sure he thought that he had second spot sewn up, but it was not to be. It has turned a 4-2 for Kent into a 5-1. And it looks like they're going to move into a 12-point lead now after 8 races as they come around to take the checker flag. Taylor Hampshire, well, he's had a very comfortable victory. He wins the race, and Alex Spooner, super stuff from him. His great form continues. He gets through into second place. He was behind Ryan Terry Daly, but well, a great burst of speed coming out the second bend, and he picked up some unexpected speed there. That was a tremendous effort by Alex. He gets a paid win. Taylor wins his first heat of the night. The crowd are delighted. All the Kent ones, that is, of course. Another 5-1 for the Slide Kings. Their second of the night. Heat number 9, Anders Rowe. He comes out of gate number 1. He has scored paid 5 so far from his 2 rides. Gate number 2, that sees Henry Atkins. He's scored 5 points so far from his couple of races. Gate number 3, Nathan Stoneman, so has he. And off gate number 4 is Adam Shepherd, who has scored 1 point so far from his 3 outings. As get ready for heat number 9. It's going pretty much to plan so far. Say Plymouth currently in 5th place in the National League table. Mildenhall way out in front on 43 points. Kent, well, they're on 25, 18 points behind Mildenhall with a couple of matches in hand. They should get 3 points closer tonight though. Then Birmingham are 3rd and Bellevue 4th, but they're way down on 21 points apiece, 4 points off of Kent's total. They could be 7 points behind after tonight. But the Slide Kings, they've ridden a couple of matches more than Birmingham, but 2 less than Bellevue. As heat number 9 gets underway, and it is Rose made a good start. Stoneman has come round to join them as well. Nathan leads the way from Anders Rowe in second place. Henry Atkins is only back in 3rd, and Adam Shepherd is at the rear. This pairing for Kent, they scored a 5-1 in heat number 3, and they could be getting one here in heat number 9 because it is Stoneman who leads the way. Good to see Nathan back, of course, having suffered against Eastbourne here a couple or 3 weeks ago and had to be stood down for 9 days because he suffered concussion in that big spill against Jason Edwards, and that was just after he'd had the spill against Tom Brennan. Sorry, in fact, it was against Tom Brennan. The one before was against Jason Edwards earlier in the same heat. But he's having no problems here in race number 9. He's going to come round and take the victory. And Anders has settled behind him in second place. Atkins has to settle for a point in third. Adam Shepherd at the back. It is another 5-1 for Kent, and they're taking this match by the scruff of the neck. They now lead by 16 points with only 6 races remaining. It looks as if they're well on their way to 3 points here tonight, just as Nathan Stoneman has scored 3 points himself in heat number 9, and Anders joining him for another 5-1, 2 from the 3 races that these 2 riders have raced with each other tonight. Heat number 10, Taylor Hampshire, fresh from his victory in heat number 8. He comes out off gate number 1. Richard Andrews is off gate number 2. He's had a disaster so far, a couple of falls from his first 2 rides, so pointless for Richard. Off gate number 3 is Paul Hurry. He's started with a couple of second places, and from the outside Henry Atkins takes a ride replacement outing, coming out for his 4th ride of the meeting. He's had a win, a 2nd and a 3rd so far. As Graham Arnold just asked Henry to join the other 3 riders. We're about ready to go. Trainee referee Simon Humphrey Kennick, he releases the tape. Who's released his clutch the fastest? Well, it's certainly not Taylor Hampshire. He's at the back. It is Henry Atkins who leads the way. Super start by Henry off gate number 4. He's held in front from in second place. It is Paul Hurry. In 3rd position, Richard Andrews. Taylor Hampshire is at the back. It is a 4-2 for the Devils as they go down the back straight. Atkins it is, leading the way, looking for his 2nd race win of the night. He's held in front, although here comes Paul Hurry, and he certainly is in a hurry because he had a big burst of speed coming out the 4th turn, just as Spooner did a couple of races ago off of gate number 2. Paul has found a perfect line there and came around the outside of Henry Atkins, and he leads the way. Looks like he's going to get his first win as a fully fledged Kent Slide King's rider. He leads it from Atkins in 2nd place, Richard Andrews in 3rd. Hampshire's going to finish at the back again. It's a win for Paul Hurry, and we'll be delighted with that, and so is many new fans here at Kent, as Henry Atkins was leading the way, but well, that was a textbook overtaking manoeuvre by Paul to move through in the 1st place. So his first victory as a Kent rider. Atkins settles for 2nd, Richard Andrews 3rd. Nothing there for Taylor Hampshire at the back. Still the 16-point lead, 5 races remaining. Paul takes his first win as a Kent King. Heat number 11, and this one it sees Ellis Perks coming out of gate number 1, unbeaten from his first 2 rides, as is Jack Thomas, who comes out off gate number 2, so something's got to give in this one. Gate number 3, that sees Ryan Terry Daly. He scored 4 points so far from his 4 outings, and from the outside Jamie Cousins, who's had a couple of 3rd places. Heat number 11 gets underway, and it's Perks from the inside that leads the way, and in fact Cousins, well, he has taken a tumble there, and is the race going to be stopped? It doesn't look like it, as no red lights have come on, and it is Jamie Cousins who got through in the 1st place. Ahead of Perks in 2nd. In 3rd spot is Ryan Terry Daly. So the battle with the 2 unbeaten riders, and it looks like it's going to go the way of the Kent Slide King, Jack Thomas, who leads the way then from Ellis Perks in 2nd place. No mean feat if Jack can defeat Ellis. They really hardly drops a point here at Central Park, but he's about 6-7 bike lengths behind the Kent captain as they come round to start the final lap. It is Jack Thomas who leads the way from Ellis Perks. He is closing in on Jack now as they go down the back straight. You can see there's only a couple of bike lengths behind. Is the checker flag going to come out in time for Jack? It certainly looks like it's going to. Thomas wins his 3rd race of the night, unbeaten so far. Great effort by the Kent captain. Ellis Perks suffers his first defeat of the evening. He was leading the way. We concentrated on Jamie Cousins taking that tumble. We got off the track, but in that same time, Jack Thomas was coming around the outside of Ellis Perks to move into first place. That was where he stayed. It results in another shared heat. We've had a few of those this evening, and Kent, well, they still lead by 16 points, 41 to 25 after 11. The match almost won for the home side. So moving on to heat number 12 then, and this one where it sees Adam Shepherd coming out off gate number 1, Nathan Stoneman is off gate number 2, Richard Andrews comes out off gate number 3, taking a rider replacement out in. He scored his first points in his last ride a couple of races ago, and gate number 4 sees Alex Spooner, who's had another fine meeting, pace 7 from Alex so far, as Kent, the Devils, they need 4-5-1s to get out, to get a draw in this match. I can't see that happening, so Kent, well, a couple of points in this one race will see them cross the line, as it were. So heat number 12, and we're a female start marshal for this one. That's something a bit different. Heat number 12 is underway, and out of the start is a good start by the rider in red. That is Nathan Stoneman, and Alex Spooner has joined him as well. Spooner coming around the outside into first place from Stoneman in second place. Richard Andrews is in third. Shepherd is at the back as Spooner leads the way. Stoneman, we just locked up slightly there, and Andrews has got round the outside. Can Nathan answer him? Not at the moment. It is a 4-2 for Kent as Alex Spooner leads the way from Richard Andrews in pursuit. Stoneman in third, Adam Shepherd at the back. Spooner still leads the way from Andrews in second place. Stoneman trying to get back into the action. Here comes Richard around the outside of Alex, and he's moved through into first place. So exciting action in heat number 12. Spooner tries to get back to Andrews, but it is the Plymouth Devils number 4 who leads on the final lap. Spooner in second place, Stoneman in third. Looks like it's going to be a shared heat as they come round to take the checkered flag then. Alex Spooner, one last attempt to find a way past Richard Andrews, but cannot do it. It is a shared heat, some good action in that one, and Richard, well, that was a superb ride by him, first to come around the outside of Nathan Stoneman, and then the following lap to get the better of Alex Spooner, turning what was a 5-1 for Kent into a shared race. Super action at Central Park in heat number 12 as Richard Andrews wins his first race of the night, a 3-all, 16 points the lead for Kent. They are home and hosed. Heat number 13, and the lineup where it sees Paul Hurry coming out off gate number 1. Ellis Perks is off gate number 2, Jack Thomas is off gate number 3, and Henry Atkins, well, he comes out off of gate number 4. So Paul, well, he's had a win and a couple of second places so far, winning his last ride. Ellis has had a couple of wins and then that second place behind Jack Thomas in his last outing. Jack, of course, well, he's won each of his 3 outings, and Henry, well, he has scored 8 points so far from his 4 rides, including 1 victory. So heat number 13, can Thomas remain unbeaten, or will Perks get his revenge? As the race gets underway into the first turn, Perks has made a good start off gate number 2. Jack Thomas coming around the outside, but it is Perks who still leads the way. Paul Hurry under pressure from Henry Atkins as they riders come around to complete the opening lap. It is Perks who leads the way then from Thomas in second, Hurry in third. Henry Atkins is at the back. Ellis, well, it does look as if he's going to get his revenge here in heat number 13 for Jack Thomas defeating him a couple of races ago. And of course this will be the Kent captain's first defeat of the night, as Perks looks as if he's going to get back to winning ways in heat number 13. It'll be our 4th shared heat in a row if the positions remain unaltered, as Ellis Perks leads the way. He looks as if he's going to be out of British Speedway for this year, but answered a call when Peterborough had some injury problems, came over and rode for him for a while, and well, he hasn't looked back. Then signed for Plymouth, of course, following Adam Roynan's unfortunate injury. As Perks, well, he takes another victory. That's 3 out of 4, and Jack Thomas suffers his first defeat of the night. Paul Hurry Another point for him in third, paid for 2 of course. Atkins fails to score for the first time tonight, but his teammate Ellis comes round to receive the applause and celebrates on one wheel. Heat number 14, the riders out on track, and this one it brings out Richard Andrews off of gate number 1, fresh from his victory in heat number 12. Jamie Cousins is off gate number 2. He's had a couple of second places and a fall so far. Nick Lawrence is off gate number 3, scored 2 points in his first ride and has not scored since then. And off gate number 4 is Anders Rowe, who's had another very steady meeting. In fact, he's only dropped 1 point to the opposition. Paid 8 for Anders so far, featured in a couple of 5-1s with Nathan Stoneman. He'll be looking to get another victory in this one. Heat number 14, but then so Richard Andrews, he'll be looking for another win here as the race gets underway. Rowe it is who's made a good start. He leads it from in second place. It is Richard Andrews. Third spot is a close battle between Nick Lawrence and Jamie Cousins as Rowe leads the way then from Andrews in second. Lawrence and Cousins battling for third place. Very tight between the pair of them. Jamie on the inside, Nick on the outside. Good action in heat number 14, and good action for third and fourth, and good action out in front as Anders Rowe leads away from Richard Andrews in pursuit. Here comes Andrews around the outside, and in fact he's got through in the first place. He's a very exciting rider is Richard, former Eastbourne rider a couple of seasons ago. He's now moved through into the league, could be making it 2 wins in a row for him. Second place Anders Rowe, with third spot it is still Nick Lawrence just ahead of Jamie Cousins. 2 battles going on in heat number 14, and it looks as if the Plymouth Devils going to win his one out in front of Anders Rowe. Andrews does win it in third place. Well, that was very tight indeed, and who to get third spot there. That was very, very close between Jamie Cousins and Nick Lawrence as the riders, we can see Richard Andrews come sweeping around the outside of Rowe to move through into the lead, and then off the final bend Andrews, he got the victory. Anders Rowe gets second place, but how close was this for third? Nick Lawrence just going off his line slightly. Jamie Cousins riding a tight inside line, and that is so close to call. We are waiting the referee's verdict from Simon Humphrey Kennett, the trainee referee. And Richard Andrews has been called as the winner. Anders Rowe second place. Who's got third?
And third, winning it on the line, the rider in blue.
And Jamie Cousins, he got there right on the line. It almost looked like a dead heat to us, but Mr. Humphrey Kennett has called Jamie Cousins third, a 4-2 for Kent. Super racing at Central Park in heat 14.
Winning time now.
So heat number 15, then we see some good action here tonight, and I'm sure we'll see some in the final race as well. We have got Ellis Perks, he comes out off gate number 1. Nathan Stoneman is off gate number 2. Gate number 3, that sees Henry Atkins, and off gate number 4 it is Jack Thomas. So 3 out of the 4 riders from heat 13 come out again, with Paul Hurry being replaced by Nathan Stoneman in this nominated race. I'm sure Paul quite happy to settle for his paid 9 tonight, so his first meeting back on the Speedway bike. We can remember filming him. He's 43 years of age now. We can remember when he was just 16 years of age, right when he raced for Arena Essex. So that was a while ago, wasn't it? But so he had a very long career. He had to give up the sport for several seasons following a very, very serious arm injury. But he's come back quite superbly, and so he's had a very steady night here tonight. But he's watching from the sidelines as the riders come out for the final track action of the night. Then Perks off 1, Stoneman off 2, Atkins off 3, Thomas from the outside. Who's going to come out in the personal duel between Ellis and Jack? It's very close between those 2 riders. In fact, Jack Thomas has got around the outside of Ellis Perks to lead the way, with Stoneman in third, Henry Atkins at the back. So it's a 4-2 for Kent possibly to finish with. We've had 5 shared races in a row, and it looks as if Kent could finish with a 4-2 in the final race, as Thomas leads the way then from Perks in second place, Stoneman in third. Atkins looks like he's going to finish at the back for the second race in a row as they go down the back straight. Thomas it is who still leads the way. from Ellis Perks, just a couple of bike lengths behind. Stoneman holding off Atkins at the moment as they start the final lap. It is Jack Thomas who looks like he's going to come out on top against Perks, although Ellis has come storming around the outside of Jack, and he made him look as if he was almost standing still there. Perks wins the final race. That was a super ride by the Plymouth number 1. He wins heat number 15. Second place does go to Jack Thomas. Third spot to Nathan Stoneman. Henry Atkins at the back. Thomas, well, he got round the outside of Ellis on the opening lap, but then Ellis, will he return the compliment on the final lap? And coming round the outside there of Jack Thomas, who did nothing wrong, but a super ride there by Ellis to go on to take the victory. We finish with a shared heat, a 16-point victory for Kent, then 53 points to 37. Another cracking race to finish with. So here come the Slide Kings on their lap of honour. As they do so, we give it tonight's scorers. Start with Ellis Perks, a magnificent 14 points from his 5 rides. Just that one defeat by Jack Thomas, but got his revenge in heats 13 and 15 on that final lap, didn't he? Ryan Terry Daly, 5 and 1 from his 5 rides. Richard Andrews, the thrill merchant, he won his last 2 rides, scored 7 and 1 from his 5 rides. Henry Atkins, well, he finished with 2 last in his last 2, scored 8 points in his 4 before that. Adam Shepherd scored a point from his 5, and Nick Lawrence scored 2 from his 4 rides. For Kent, Paul Hurry, a very solid 8 and 1 bonus. Taylor Hampshire struggled a bit tonight, although he did have 1 race win, 4 and 1 from his 4. Nathan Stoneman, a solid 10 and 2 bonus. Anders Rowe, a very solid 7 and 3 bonus from 4. Jack Thomas, excellent 13 points, just those 2 late defeats from Ellis. Jamie Cousins chipped in with 3 and 1, and Alex Spooner, another telling performance, 8 and 1 from him. 53-37 victory. Kent, they move closer to Mildnall in second place in the National League table. Let's go down and join Cole for reaction to the action.
Okay, start with the man, rider number 1. It's you've done a couple of seasons in your time, and you don't look any different.
That's a good thing, isn't it?
How was the fitness? We thought that Henry Atkins was chasing you, one of them. You're like, come on, just give us a break here.
Yeah, it's a bit different. Obviously, not riding with Speedo bike for a while. It takes some getting back into, and obviously, the more you relax, the quicker you go. But it's relaxing.
Well, from where I stand, you look like you're in an armchair, so that's the most relaxed you could be out there.
I love an armchair sitting around.
Ladies and gentlemen, I love an armchair. Paul Hurry. Let's go, Nathan, for you. He's talking to me. Let's go, then. No, so 12. What's going on, mate? 15, is it? What's that all about?
No, I know, it's slacking a bit, really, wasn't I? Yeah, it's just one of them things. Made a couple of mistakes, especially in 15. I come down a little bit too fast, tried to go around the outside, made a bit of a knocker. And lost the ground that I'd already made up, but then obviously it's good for me because I get paid an extra point, but then Jack got overtaken, so it didn't feel too bad on the old, I could deal with it then, but don't like being these.
So shock of a night, but still manages 12 points.
Yeah, 12 points you can't even complain, but you can because it went 15. So, like I said, I just don't like being beat, that's my problem.
But Stoke, wow.
Yeah, well, in all fairness, we were all surprised about it as well. Obviously, Jack couldn't make it for obviously family reasons, and we obviously understand that. Paul weren't able to get a guest in, it was just like me, Taylor and Anders. We were like, right, okay, we'll just come here to earn some money. And then the first few races started to go away, and we're like, hang on, we can win this now. So we all regrouped. Instead of it just being a paid practice as such, we went out and made sure we done business. And
absolutely smashed it, I think,
yeah, come away with a few points between us all in the end. And made him look a little bit silly even with Tom Terry in backstage, so can't complain.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nathan Stoneman. Let's go, Mr. Cousins, yeah. What we get? 3? That's alright, isn't it?
No.
But there was a race of the night, I think, wasn't there? And even at the back, hustling for that point.
He won't get that point, I'll tell you that.
No, we need that point. So, but as I say, from us, there's a lot more effort. It seems to come together.
Yeah, it's getting there slowly. Plenty more to come, so keep going.
Definitely. Jamie Cousins. He looks well pleased tonight, he does. I had a chat with him before and we was like saying he's just scoring points for fun. But he didn't look so fun tonight, I reckon, did it?
You've got to give other people opportunity, isn't there? So.
Is that what it is, the pay package getting too much and you don't want to take the mickey?
Yeah, you can't go too overboard with the money, can you? So I had to calm it down a bit.
So is there any difference tonight, bikes, track, anything, or just didn't fancy it?
I think it's a bike. I just felt like I had no speed even when I ran that race, you know. I could hear someone behind me, but I just still didn't feel like I had any speed at all. But find out what the problem is, and then hopefully it'll be alright for Sunday.
Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, take a hands here. Mr. Spooner, 9. I mean, I was talking to someone earlier about you, and we think you were starting to look like the real package out there now.
Yeah, it's all starting to come together now. I'm really liking the engine, and we're starting to find setups, and yeah, it's all starting to come together for me.
As I say, a couple of seasons where you've literally been in no man's land, and on every track on the planet, probably done more laps than anybody on the planet. I think that was all worth it now.
Oh, definitely. Last year, a lot of people sort of slated me a bit for doing what I did, but you know, that really helped me, and I've got so much experience from that now that, you know, it's starting to pay off.
What's that? It was all talking behind your back and stuff about Elcher. But as I say, from where we are, it's all starting to come together now. So, ladies and gentlemen, Alan Spooner. Oh, Anders, 10. That's not right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not too bad.
So, in your first one, you was going out, you was calling Dad over to say that I'm guessing you weren't revving or something. You dropped that clutch, and I think you find that works alright, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought something wrong with the engine, but it was alright.
Well, from where I sit in 10, seems the engine's doing quite fine on its own.
Yeah, I've been riding the same one, and I've got a good setup now, so should be good for the rest of the year.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Rowe.
Just a quick shout out to Ricky Meek over there, my friend, traveller of luxury.
Because while they're all being children down on the floor, let's be the adults, so we've grown up about this. So let's start with Stoke. I guess you was going there thinking, let's just get through the night, see what's going to happen. We've put together the best we can, and let's see where we go from there.
Well, I mean, everything was against us at Stoke, and their team manager told me before the start that they were going to hammer us, and I said we'd beaten by 10, and he said I was deluded, so 17 weren't bad, was it?
Did you do the lottery when you got on that evening?
Well, I should have done. No, it's just fair play to all the boys that were there, they just don't know when they're beaten, and it was just brilliant.
And as well, for points-wise, league-wise, that's put us back in a good position, and we're now sort of getting ourselves where we need to be.
Yeah, that's right. You know, the playoffs are looming again, and you know, if we can go to Buxton on Sunday and get another 4 points, then we're pretty much there. So, you know.
I think that's not too far from doable, really, at Buxton, is it?
Well, it shouldn't be, but you can never tell, can you? So we take nothing for granted and just carry on as we're going.
Ladies and gentlemen, the team manager, Chris Hunt. The captain, the top scorer, Azarika, comes back fresh as a daisy. Loving it out there, aren't we?
Yeah, mate, I love it riding here, but yeah, not sure about fresh as a daisy, but I gave it a go, and yeah, I had a tough couple of days lately, and I just want to say thanks to everyone for all your messages and all the support, because yeah, it's lovely of you, so a bit tough, but yeah, done my best for them tonight, and tough to bits.
That's the thing, I mean, having the news of that is never great to come and drive a sport where it's mentally challenging, but then what it does, it just makes you a bit more determined and get your head down and crack on with it.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's made me think a bit, and yeah, I definitely want to push on for him and get where I want to be, so just going to keep working hard and yeah, do it for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain for the season, Jackie Thomas!
I think you'll all agree today that Josh has done an amazing job of being our mascot. Give us a big wave again, Josh. Next week you will need to register if you're doing the running race, and it will be before the meeting, so you need to register with Debbie at the pit gate, and that needs to be before 6 o'clock, please, before 6 o'clock. And our mascot next week, because Harry, bless him, he was due to be our mascot the next time round. It was supposed to be last week, but it was rained off. So instead, can you kindly let Josh do it, as Josh didn't have any other opportunity, as he won't be down anymore this summer holidays. So Harry Pleasure is our mascot for next week. Thank you so much, Harry. And well done, Josh. See you soon.
Okay, just an announcement for the next Monday. I know the boys are off to Buxton on Sunday, and it's bank holiday next Monday, which will be a normal kick-off time of 6:30. So it'll be next Monday, 6:30. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for supporting the team. Big round of applause to yourself as well, and safe journeys home, and we'll see you next Monday.
Well, we most certainly will, and well done to Kent. Of course, next Monday it's the big one between Kent and Birmingham in the Bank Holiday Clash. That promises to be a cracker. Until then, it's goodbye from Central Park, goodbye from ReRun Productions.